advanced U.S. Army and Navy headquarters, forward area Guam, Admiral Chester W. Nimitz and his staff planned naval operations in support of 10th Army invasion of Okinawa Island, 335 miles from the Japanese mainland. Vice Admiral Mark A. Mitcher, commander of Task Force 58, arrives at his flagship off Leyte, Philippine Islands, starting point of the fleet's move against Okinawa. The huge convoy includes battleships, cruisers, destroyers, aircraft carriers, and rocket ships. Lieutenant General Buckner, Vice Admiral Turner, and Marine General Smith mapped the attack. First objective is seizure of the Karama Group of Islands, 17 miles from Okinawa's west coast. Amphibious forces secure 8 of these islands within 50 hours of the initial attack. Powerful units of the fleet support amphibious landing operations. General Buckner, commander of the new U.S. 10th Army, observes the naval bombardment. Initial landings in the Karama Group are made 26th March. Troops of the U.S. 77th Division, commanded by Major General Andrew D. Bruce, quickly establish beachheads as Jap garrisons take to the hills or are wiped out by naval shelling. "331 Japanese troops are killed in the Karama's fighting, while another 140 are estimated to be sealed up in caves. Captured Japanese civilians. This is the first time our troops have encountered enemy non-combatants in large numbers." Naval shelling softens up Jap positions on Aka Island in an early phase of the invasion, while landing craft move on the shore. No organized Jap resistance is encountered in the operation as enemy troops retreat into the hills. Infantry and armored units of the 3rd Battalion, 305th Regimental Combat Team are in immediate control of the beach. A 75mm howitzer mounted on an Amtrak shells enemy caves. Infantry troops move inland. Some guerrilla fighting followed the landing, but opposition was wiped out by the 28th, and by the next day, all the islands were secured. A 3rd Battalion Patrol and Demolition Squad destroys several hidden Jap suicide boats with thermite bombs. More than 71 of these boats were discovered and destroyed in caves along the shore. The boats are powered by 6-cylinder automobile engines and contain 2 50-pound drums of picric acid. Designed for suicide ramming of warships, either bow or stern contact releases their explosives. A Japanese interpreter of the 3rd Battalion tells a Korean prisoner to contact Jap civilians hiding from U.S. forces and ask their surrender. Carrying a white flag of truce, the Korean goes up into the hills to persuade the Japanese to give themselves up. Many Japanese voluntarily come down from the hills. Those who surrendered expressed amazement and gratitude when given U.S. medical treatment and food. Questioning a Jap 2nd lieutenant, commander of a platoon wiped out by naval gunfire. Most enemy casualties occurred during our naval bombardment. Another island of the Karama Group. Troops of a single battalion hit the beach of Hojaki Island at 0920, 26th March. No military or civilian resistance is encountered. At 11:30, the American flag flies over the captured island. On board ship, Troops are briefed for the invasion of渡嘉敷Island, largest of the Karama group. Troop-carrying Amtraks and Am tanks strike at the beach of渡嘉敷Island 26th March. Its two cities, Awara and渡嘉敷, are quickly seized. Awara is shelled prior to its capture by infantry. Two companies move up trails leading into Awara. Brush along the trails is burnt and destroyed by rocket fire. Japanese houses leveled by 5-inch Navy shells. An observation post on a hill overlooking渡嘉敷Beach. Elements of 1 battalion bivouacked on this hill, then moved out at 0730 27th March for an attack on the town of渡嘉敷.渡嘉敷under fire from guns emplaced on the nearby island of Garuma, which fell 26th March.渡嘉敷is secured 27th March. Resistance was light and civilians engaged in mass suicide attempts. On 1st April, 6 days after the initial landings on the Karama Islands, troops of the U.S. 10th Army invade the southwest coast of Okinawa. The attack is preceded by 9 days of intense shelling and bombing by the 5th Fleet. Rocket ships aid in the preliminary softening up bombardment. More than 4,500 tons of shells and rockets are hurled on Okinawa prior to the landings, and every known coastal gun in the beachhead area is destroyed before our troops go ashore. Of shore and inland installations, troops go in. The Marine 3rd Amphibious Corps and the 24th Army Corps make simultaneous landings. The original beachhead is approximately 8 miles long. Enemy resistance is unexpectedly light, many Jap troops and a large part of the civilian population having retreated to the hills. The Jap garrison, it later appeared, was concentrated well to the south of our landing points. Some of our equipment is bogged down on the beach. The shoreline is marked by reefs, shoals, and soft stretches of coral sand. An Amtrak aids in salvaging a radio weasel stuck in the sand at Orange Beach. LCTs come in with additional troops and equipment. Unloading of supplies continues at a rapid pace during the first day of the invasion. Medium tanks and amphibious tractors pack the beach. Tanks push inland on Okinawa over the island's improved road system. By noon of the 1st, Yontan and Katena airfields less than 20 miles north of the capital city of Naha are seized. Within 48 hours after the landing, our troops drive across to the island's east coast, splitting the Japanese defenders. Our ships are attacked by scores of Jap planes. Over 100 enemy aircraft are destroyed. Some damage is inflicted on our ships by the Jap aircraft. An enemy plane brought down by anti-aircraft fire crashed into this rocket ship. Rockets stored in the hold were not exploded by the hit, and the vessel remained afloat.